So I think it's really useful to see what people are actually using on a daily basis. So here are the bags that I've been grabbing the most throughout 2023 so far. Hello, 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 and the warmest welcome to today's video. For those of you who haven't seen my face before, hi, I'm Nick, fab to have you here. Those who have seen my face before, thank you so much for joining me again. I hope you enjoy my videos. I put out videos roughly 3 times a week on a range of different topics, anywhere from fashion, slightly more personal topics. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, then please do head down, hit subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. I love chatting with you all. I'm all about living life loud, and what that means to me is being your authentic self, being proud to be you, and just celebrating who you are. Celebrating yourself, and of course, we always celebrate others. So, what are we talking about? I'm going to share with you the bags that I've used the most throughout 2023. I think it's really useful to see what people are actually using, what they grab for the most. What are those styles that they frequently are able to match into their outfit, that they use regularly for work, that they use regularly for dinners, nights out, date nights? Whatever the reason behind the usage of it may be, it's really useful to know what that is. Now, of course, like so many, I have a lot of bags that are occasion only. My Longchamp clutch, my Kenzo clutch, my Karl Lagerfeld clutch, my Kurt Geiger pieces actually tend to be more sort of occasions. So some things don't get used as much as they possibly could, but I'm okay with that. I spoke about that recently in the sort of unique pieces. Just know why you're buying it. But these are the ones that day in, day out I grab for. They're constantly a part of my rotation, and it's because they're bags that I think can do it all. So they work really well for daytime, they work really well for work, they've worked really well for evenings. They're just the bags that I feel I can do the most with, so I grab for them the most. Anyway, let's stop waffling. No bag of the day today, because one of the bags that I'm showing you today will be my bag of the day, so there's no point showing that one up front. But let's go with the bag that I actually use the most. Let's start off with the most. I'm not going to do these in any particular order, but this is the one I use the most. Is it this? Yes. This is my Aspinal of London tote in Tea Rose Pebble. I love this so much. I have just noticed there is a tiny mark on it there. But other than that, considering how much I use this is doing darn well. It's a beautiful shade of pink. It is so practical. It's so easy to use. It has the champagne gold lining. I got asked what I thought of the lining of this in a comment a little while ago, because the individual thought that it could maybe feel a bit cheap or look a bit cheap. I love it, and the reason I do is because it's so easy. It's wipe clean, it bounces back really easily. I don't need something like a suede that can stain and that can hold on to a scent if something spills in your bag. I want something that is wipe clean. It's the interior of a bag. I don't need it to feel that luxurious. The exterior, I want to look pristine. The interior, I don't have an issue if the material isn't quite as glamorous. This is a beautiful item. I love it. I bought this in January of this year, and I use it non-stop. I've used it mostly for work, but I have used it for a few trips as well. So it's just a fabulous piece. And of course, the one that started it all for me with that particular bag style was this. This is the Chuck Hill Blue version, which I bought in July of last year. I, again, love this, and I used it so much for work. I don't think I've used this for anything that's not work, but this has been used so much. And once again, it looks really good considering the usage. I've got bags that I've used 3 or 4 times that don't look anywhere near as good as these. These have been used 50, 60 times, if not more. I mean, I'm really rattling through the cost per wear of these because they are absolutely fabulous. The colours are beautiful. They're a very chic shape. They're incredibly practical. The same champagne gold hardware. They are quite understated in terms of the design and the branding, but then you've got these beautiful aspects like the shields here. The colour is so vibrant. It's a beautiful bag. and they bring these out in so many variations from a colour perspective. You can sometimes buy them in different materials as well, but those are fewer and further between. But I cannot recommend this enough. If a large top handle bag, I think you can kind of get it over your shoulder. If this would work for you for work as well, honestly, you can't go wrong. £675, not in the sale. Sometimes you can get them in amazing deals in the sale. That was how I got mine. Love these. Now, I've constantly said I'm not a tote person, and I've now realised since being on YouTube how the definition of tote can change. So some individuals will say that these are totes. I refer to those as top handles. When I say tote, I mean long shoulder. And that's what this is, like never full kind of bags. That's what I think of as a tote bag. This is my version that I love. This is my Longchamp Rousseau tote. I bought this in April, and again, I've been using it so much. So much. It's gorgeous. The colour is absolutely divine. The print is fabulous. It's monogrammed, it's bold, it's loud, it's beautiful. I love this white leather. It's wearing incredibly well considering how much I've used it. There's barely even a mark on it. And I'm not shy with my bags. They go on the floor, they go on tables, you know, they get thrown on the car seat next to me. I'm not shy about them, they're there to be used. This is fabulous. I'm so glad I sold my Mulberry tote because that wasn't getting the usage, and it gave me the room to buy this, and this is perfect. Also, look at that yellow interior. This is so fabulous. I've not seen many like it from Longchamp, but they do have this style from time to time, so it's a great style of bag. If you're looking for something that's not quite so in your face, they do have more muted versions. This is just a fabulous version for me, and I absolutely love it. Sits so comfortably on your shoulder, can popper so that it pinches in, or it can be so much wider if you want it to be. To be honest, I tend to use it more pinched because that gives me enough capacity still, and I quite like the way that it looks when it's cinched in a little bit more. Beautiful. I've had a couple of people ask me if this has made me want a Neverfull. No. I can see why people love a Neverfull from having this, but do I feel the need to go and spend that much more to get the Neverfull when I've got one that works really well for me and I absolutely love? No, I'm good. But like I said, I can see why people love a Neverfull. Another fairly new entrant to the collection that I've been using a significant amount. My antique pink, which now I'm noticing has a fair amount of colour transfer on it that I need to get off. Oh dear. There we go. My antique pink Mulberry Basewater. Isn't this beautiful? I love the colour. I love the shape of this bag. It's great. This for me is very much a neutral within my collection. I think it's beautiful. I love the scarf. It just feels very classic and sophisticated, and there is a place for that in my collection. As much as I love the bright and vibrant and bold pieces, there isn't a time and a place for me sometimes where I do just fancy something that's a bit more muted, but not all the way, because this is still a pink top handle, fairly large bag. It's beautiful. I love it. I'm so glad that I bought it. I do need to get it that colour transfer, but this is also a bag that I don't worry about too much. I like the fact that it's gone a little bit more slouchy. I like the fact that the corners have slightly turned on here. I think that sometimes certain bags can look really good as they relax. This is one of them, and I like the fact that this material does relax because it just adds an informality to it whilst still being quite a formal shape. So I think it's a beautiful item. I'm very happy with it. I did debate whether or not to keep it because the pink wasn't quite what I was looking for, but I've been able to work it with so many different outfits. Honestly, it just felt like something I had to keep hold of. But I'm definitely going to put it to one side so that I can get away with that colour transfer. That's the worst I've ever had on a bag. But I wonder if it's because when I've used this, I've worn fairly new jeans, it's rained. I wonder if that's what's happened here. Anyway, doesn't matter, bags are there to be used, luxury or not. Next up, another one that I do use a lot for work. What's it got in it? We have a glasses case. Do I have glasses in here? Nope, an empty glasses case, fabulous. My pencil case and some soft mints. I haven't used this for a little while. But this is my Longchamp Rousseau in the canvas with the burgundy mock croc leather trims. This is fabulous, is it not? It's gorgeous. Look at that bamboo, mock bamboo buckle that's made out of silver metal. It's stunning. This isn't normally the sort of palette that I would go for in a bag, but I'm so pleased to have it. I love the vibrancy of it. I think it's stunning. I think it's quite a sophisticated bag, even though it screams personality because of the mock croc and the canvas. I think it's still very sophisticated in its shape. It can still look very elegant. I use this a lot for work. I use this a lot for meetings and things. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful piece. I've been debating, and I am going to start looking. I've been debating getting a garden party. I've been talking about the garden party for a long time, haven't I? But I've been debating doing that. But then I think I love the Rousseau, so should I just stick with the Rousseau? Now, what I'm going to do is keep an eye out for Rousseaus that I love, but in tandem, I'm looking for garden parties, and I'm looking for garden parties in bright colours. I would consider a bright orange, and I would consider a bright green. But if I don't find the right one, I think I'll just go for another Rousseau, because I do really like them, and I think I would like a full leather one if I can get my hands on it. Beautiful bag, highly recommend. I was worried that these would be too similar. They actually feel quite different, and the sizes are quite different, even though they're both fairly large top handles. This is very strictly a top handle bag, no strap. I think it's beautiful. Again, you can pop her or unpop her. Makes it look a bit like a dog bone. You can see how long that's been poppered for by the fact that it doesn't, by the fact that it sort of stays in that shape. But that's what it can look like when it's unpoppered. Honestly, it's a great, great bag. I'm very happy to own it. Can fit a 15-inch laptop, which is super practical. And because of the canvas, this one doesn't get that heavy. So I like this a lot. Now, one that I refer to as my wet weather bag, which I have to use a fair amount because I live in the UK. My Louis Vuitton Noe. This really surprised me. I didn't expect to enjoy this as much as I do. I didn't think a bucket bag would work as well for me as it does. I think this is brilliant. I've really amped up the amount I've been using this because I didn't use it for a little while. It went a couple of months without being used, and now I use this on a weekly basis, if not a little bit more regularly. This is what I'm going to use today as my bag of the day. I'm only running some errands, but it's super easy to use. It's really comfortable, doesn't slip off my shoulder. I've accessorized mine with this MCM pom-pom. I love mixing the brands in terms of accessories, as you probably have noticed. This is a vintage Toledo Blue Epi leather piece. Does it need a little bit of, TLC? Sure, look at that. But considering the fact that this bag is 28, I think it's doing okay. I think what I would like to get done with it is I would like to get that fixed, and I'd like to get a new string here. Those are the two things I would like to do with it. Are they necessities? Absolutely not. On the whole, this looks pretty darn good, but I think it deserves a little bit of a revamp. So I want to give it said revamp. So if anyone has any recommendations of where to go, I mean, I can obviously take it to Louis Vuitton, that's fine, but I would be open to sending it somewhere else if there was a small business that did amazing work. I love to support small businesses, so let me know if there's another sort of spa or something that I could send this to. But I think this is pretty great, and I use this quite a lot, and actually I'm going to use it today, and I'm going to enjoy using it today because it is a really great bag, and it's my only Louis Vuitton currently, so very nice. And finally, what I'm going to refer to as Old Faithful in my collection, here it is, my Basewater. My mock croc Basewater that I love. Again, classic silhouette, but I love the fact that this mock croc adds that dimension to it. I've accessorized it a lot. I've not made this. I've made what could be a very subtle bag, a very unsubtle, and the choices that I've made here with the mock croc, etc. I bought this pre-loved, but I absolutely love it. I use it so much. This and the Aspinal are my two most used bags. This is probably my most used of all time, but this year I've used the Aspinal a smidge more. But in terms of day-to-day use, take work out of the picture, I use this probably the most. I absolutely love it. Love it. Now, would I love it so much if I hadn't accessorized it, etc.? Probably not. Would I love it as much if it wasn't mock croc? I wouldn't. There's a reason that I didn't go for a pebbled leather black Basewater. As beautiful as they are, they're a little bit too conservative for me. I wanted something less conservative that I could jazz up even further, and I have done that with this. Now, the hardware could do with a little bit of love, the corners, but it is a bag that is well used, and it shows that. So I love this. I recommend this so highly. This is my bag of the day on a regular basis. And where I was saying about this particular one, how it doesn't bother me that it's slouching a bit, it's because the mock croc has a certain amount of rigidity to it. Is that a word? Rigidity? It's fairly rigid, so it doesn't slouch in quite the same way. So I feel like between this, my denim, and the antique pink leather, I have 3 Basewaters that all offer very different things. I feel like I have 3 very different bags, considering the fact they're the same brand, same style, same size, but the variations that I have them in offer so much differentiation. And I really like that about these pieces. They won't be my last Basewaters. I will add more. I just need to determine which ones I want, but I will be adding more. I would like to buy one new from the boutique as well when a collection drops that really takes my fancy. It hasn't happened yet, but I'm sure it will. But yeah, I love them. I'm such an advocate of these bags. I cannot recommend them enough. So many people say about them as starter bags. Honestly, I think these can last you a lifetime. They are beautiful. Get the version that works best for you. They don't have to be massively conservative. They can be, but they don't have to be. Bear that in mind. Beautiful bag. Love this very, very much. One of my absolute favorites, and I'm so glad I bought it. So there we are, everyone. That is my list for today. How many bags was that? 7. 7 bags that I've been using a significant amount. All of these have been used, I would say, over 20, 25 times throughout the course of this year. Some of them 50, 60 times. And I do rotate my bags daily, sometimes a couple of times throughout the day. So they get a lot of use. I love my bags. Anyway, thank you so much as always for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care, everyone. Bye now. Mwah.